And now it's like, as you correctly said, so 4 years ago, we were at the point where AI was solving problems that a human would need a second for. You don't need AI for that. And then 3 years ago, it was like, I don't know, 10 seconds. And that's already a lot more than 1 second. And this increase in performance is also growing exponentially. And it's even getting faster and faster. At the end of last year, people would have said, okay, at the moment, an AI system can solve a task that takes a human 2 or 2.5 hours. And then came Claude Opus 4, 4.6, and it can already do 78 hours worth of work. So, and they don't actually need 78 hours to solve it. A human would need that. A human expert would need that. 78 hours, and here you just prompt the system to solve this task. Maybe you say, please consider the following. Maybe you don't say that. And then typically it's done within a few minutes. It has written some code, provided a mathematical proof, whatever it may be. And as I said, if a human had done that, it would have taken him 78 hours. And if you look at that again, you can say, okay, that's how the development went over time. So in so many seconds, 2 seconds, 8 seconds, 32, and exponential growth. Then you would be at that point by the year 2029 with a level of performance, if things continue the way they are now, where they can basically do 10 years of a person's work in response to a prompt. And that's what keeps me up at night. We talked about this at the very beginning. What does that mean? So if I have a company, if I have a startup, there we have 10 employees, and each of them can do a year's worth of work in a year. I have 10 of them. And if you divide the work well, then in 1 year they can accomplish as much as 10 people together, and something comes out of it. And now I can already imagine that soon there might be AI systems that are prompted. And then after 20 minutes, I have what those 10 people could have accomplished in a year. What will that do to the economy? What will that do to society? What will that do to us? That's the question that's on my mind the most right now.